When I was a young child, I felt as though life had endless possibilities. No barrier or no roadblock could stop me from exploring every facet of my mind's interests. I remember sifting through book after book, conceptualizing words and scrutinizing ideas. Once an idea had formed, it would blossom, unbridled by fierce winds or storms. My brother and I, we used to create endless games as a child without the aid of technology. I used to always look forward to traveling to my grandparents' house on the Sunshine Coast, where we would play survival in the forest and climb the weathered rocks alongside the shore, pretending we were climbing mountains massive in size and magnificence. As a child, your sense of connection with your creative thought process is strong. You think without much doubt, and therefore it is far easier for you to formulate new, innovative ideas. It is curiosity that spawns this mind state, for it is the catalyst for this boundless sense of discovery and wonder. They say the cure to boredom is curiosity, and that there is no cure for curiosity. This is very true, especially when you were young and exercise limitless creativity, curiosity, and wonder to a greater extent. For when you were older, you're often pushed into situations that can fence off the expanse of the creative mind. Perhaps it is a mixture of circumstance and life experience that can do this, but it's often hard to maintain the same level of curiosity into adulthood. However, I believe that our sense of creativity, curiosity, and wonder never truly disappears. It is instead cast into the attic like those well-used comic books from your childhood. It is the discovery of these once again that revitalizes your creative sense. That day your mom asks you to clean out the attic and you come across those comic books from oh so many years ago. Once you believe you've discovered or rediscovered this sense of creativity and curiosity, it is important to cherish it, because with those assets in hand, life can be limitless. Curiosity creates what we call the cycle of learning. Curiosity is the first stage of this cycle. The inherent curiosity leads to exploration, to search the space for valuable and enriching experiences. This will usually lead to a discovery, which brings a feeling of joy or excitement. For example, when a toddler explores a backyard pond, he discovers many fish swimming about, and he becomes happy and begins to dance about in a giddy way with his new discovery. Now, because of these feelings of pleasure, he will most likely wish to return once again to the pond to discover what more may lie beneath the mysterious glass-like surface of the water. But beyond this temporary pleasure lies a learning experience. Perhaps the child returns sometime later and discovers now that the fish have grown into larger, mature fishes. He has learned that the tiny fish had grown into these adult fishes and had therefore learned something about a biological process from something just as simple as exploring a backyard pond. Whoops, let's skip the slide. There we go. Throughout history, some of the most innovative people have formulated their ideas because they were curious enough to inquire further. Take the Wright brothers, for example. They were always curious as children about how things worked, and were able to maintain that curiosity into adulthood and eventually invent one of the first airplanes. Charles Darwin as a teenager, was passionate about natural history, and as an adult, was always curious and willing to learn. Picasso, it is said that he was born with a true interest in art, for his first word as an infant was pencil. He is one who was always willing to expand the boundaries of what he considered to be art. These were people that were curious throughout their whole lives and able to innovate and discover new things because of that. Now, it is important to foster a system where the desire for curiosity and wonder are encouraged. Students of all kinds should be encouraged to think outside the box without the fear of failure. We must be encouraged to use our curiosity to discover the world around us and inside our minds. rather than discouraged with a letter grade or number. Curiosity and wonder never have to diminish. They are inherently there. They will continue to flourish if the cycle is properly nourished with the correct stimulation. And once we can learn to maintain this cycle through an open mind state, we can keep a childlike sense of curiosity into adulthood. We can develop a new sense of reality and perhaps change our lives as well as the lives of those around us. Thank you.